Lots of people turn to granola bars for a quick bite to eat, but you might be wondering, are they really healthy? That's what we're going to talk about today. So you know that there are a ton of different options out there when it comes to granola bars, and honestly at this point it's probably more accurate to just call them bars and take the granola out of it, because when they first started becoming popular most of them were made with the same ingredients that you would find in granola, but now they're made with all kinds of things. Now because there are so many different options and variations out there and people use these bars in so many different ways, I can't just give you a clean yes or no on the are they healthy question. The real answer is it depends. But I know that answer isn't very satisfying and it doesn't give you a lot of information to work with. So let's talk about the different things that you want to be looking for and the things that you should be thinking about when you're considering a bar. The first thing you want to think about with these bars is quality. So when you're standing there in the store and trying to figure out what you want to buy, take that package, flip it over and look at the ingredients list. See what is actually in there. And what you want to find is a product that's made up mostly of whole real food. So things like nuts, seeds, fruits, maybe some vegetables, oats, other grains, things like that. Now I want to be clear, this is not about obsessing over every single little thing in that ingredients list. You have to remember that this is a packaged food. It's meant to be put in a wrapper, in a box, and sit on a shelf. But it is a good idea to just flip it over and to look at that ingredients list real quick and see what you're actually eating. The next thing you want to think about is how you are using these bars. So I think bars can be great to have on hand when you're in a pinch. Maybe you didn't eat quite enough at your previous meal, so you got hungry a little sooner than you thought you would, or you get stuck somewhere and you're not able to get food, and so having the bar there on hand is going to help you get through that time period until you can get a real meal. I think they're also really great for traveling because they're easy to pack and they also don't have any liquids in there, so if you're flying that's really nice. And they're also really great to have on hand for those times when you don't have as much time and you need something that's a little quicker. But you don't want to be eating bars all day long. Sometimes people can get in this mode where they're living off of these things, and that's not a great idea because it's limiting the variety of food in your diet. And we know that we need to eat a variety of foods so that we can get a variety of nutrients and also so that we can feel satisfied. Another issue with eating bars all the time is you're not sitting down to have a real meal. And meals are about giving our body nutrition, but they're also about taking that time out, not doing a million different things and having all of these distractions, but just sitting down and taking care of yourself. And also meal times can be a good time to connect with other people. So sharing a meal with a coworker or a friend or with a family member is a great time to just have that interaction and also to nurture those relationships. And all of that stuff is an important part of health too. Also, something else to think about is, are you using bars as a way to restrict your food? For you, is a bar this kind of pre-portioned, predetermined amount of food that you can eat instead of having a snack or a meal that would be satisfying? That's something to really check in on, and it might be something that you're doing and you don't even realize it. I know that I used to be someone who did this. I had all of these different bars that I would buy, and then I would go to those for a snack, and they really weren't enough food for me with the way that my meals and my lifestyle was fitting together. But it was kind of this thing in my head like, this is the safe food, I can eat this, and then when it's done, and I'm not supposed to eat anything else. And the result was I was really freaking hungry. And so a lot of times I was just ignoring my hunger and fullness cues and just depriving myself and restricting the food. Or I would be so hungry that I would have to go back for a second bar or a third bar or a fourth bar. And then I would feel bad because I'm like, why am I eating all of these bars? That's not the point of this whole thing. And it was something that I couldn't figure out at the time, but now it seems so obvious to me, like, duh, you were hungry, you weren't eating enough food, you needed something else. But at the time, it was something for me to do when I was in an unhealthy place and had more of a disordered relationship with food. It was a tool for me to restrict. So pay attention, see if you're doing that, and just check in with that and start to work on the reasons behind that and working through that, because that's a whole other thing and the bars are just kind of a part of that. Another thing I want you to think about is, if you ended up on this video because you searched something like, are granola bars healthy, or are bars good for you, or something along those lines, it might be a good idea just to reflect on that, to figure out, why are you looking for this type of information? Maybe you're just trying to live a healthy lifestyle and eat foods that really nourish your body, make you feel good and all that kind of stuff. I'm definitely pro that because I am a dietitian and I care about that sort of stuff. But if you're looking for that kind of information because you want to categorize foods as good foods or bad foods or always eat or never eat or allowed or not allowed, that's something to think about because that really is, you know, a dieting mentality, and we know that dieting isn't a healthy thing to do for a lot of different reasons. So just think about that because really with this stuff, it does depend. It depends on what your body needs, what's going to give your body what it needs right now. It also depends on your food preferences and what you're craving right now and all that kind of stuff. Just something else for you to think about. And let me know in the comments, are you a bar person or not? And what types of bars do you like? For me, I'm not a big bar person. I think it's because I was such a bar person before. I mean, I was eating a lot of bars, y'all. So they're not really my jam anymore, but I will have one from time to time. Also, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you are new here and you want more healthy eating tips and nutrition info and healthy lifestyle stuff, then make sure that you subscribe because eating healthy and living a healthy lifestyle really doesn't have to be complicated, and I want to show you how to do it. Thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you next time.